Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the March 2018 National School Lunch Program webinar. My name is Heather Bloom, and I'm a coordinator with the Child Nutrition Programs. I work with the National School Lunch Team to conduct trainings through an Administrative Review and Training Grant, and I work on a wellness grant through the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention to promote school wellness and healthy nutrition environments. Please remember to spend the time you view this webinar towards professional standards development hours to meet USDA's professional standards requirements. We will discuss topics that fall under the key areas of nutrition 1000, operations 2000, and administration 3000, and the relevant learning code is written on the bottom of the slide to which it pertains. We will start today's webinar discussing the policy memos that were released recently and then move on to program reminders. We will end the webinar with success stories and time for questions. We only had one new policy memo to discuss this month, and that is SP 09-2018. A growing number of local education agencies, LEAs, offer an online option for families applying for free or reduced price meals. LEAs understand that online applications offered alongside traditional paper versions have the potential to reach more families and extend program access to more eligible children. Online applications are also well suited to improve certification accuracy, which the Idaho State Agency has seen during reviews where the online application error rate was very small. The purpose of Memo SP 09-2018 is to encourage LEAs and their software vendors to rethink online application design. By combining insights from the LEA perspective with lessons from the technology and design communities, LEAs and their software vendors can build applications that advance both user accessibility and program integrity. USDA's most current research finds that more than 1 in 5 applicants for school meal benefits are certified incorrectly. The same research finds that applicant error in the form of omitted income sources and household members is the largest driving factor for improper certification. These errors lead to over-certification and the mistaken denial of benefits to eligible families. USDA strongly encourages LEAs and their software vendors to take full advantage of the interactive online environments when developing or updating their online applications. In particular, LEAs should consider designs that guide applicants step by step through the collection of household member names and their incomes, applying the same interview approach that underpins most tax preparation software. Developers of that software recognize that a longer series of simple questions can be easier to navigate correctly than a smaller number of complex questions that rely on the applicant's mastery of a separate set of instructions. One of the most important messages that USDA hopes to communicate with this memo is that online applications need not, and in fact should not, mimic the look and feel of USDA's paper prototype, or paper-based applications in general. USDA released a web-based prototype application in 2016 to illustrate a number of research-backed integrity features. Despite its departure from traditional application design, it is fully compliant with program regulations and USDA compliance. A demo and the open source code for the application can be found on the FNS website under Web-Based Prototype Application. This policy memo includes a series of questions and answers to further explain the recommended design for online application and the need for greater accuracy. USDA has a proposed rule regarding hiring flexibility for professional standards. This proposed rule would add 4 flexibilities to the hiring standards for new school nutrition program directors in small local education agencies, LEAs, and new school nutrition program state directors under the professional standards regulations for the National School Lunch Act and school breakfast programs. First, to address the hiring challenge faced by small LEAs, those with 2,499 or fewer students, this rule would require relevant food service experience rather than school nutrition program experience for new directors. Second, it would provide state agencies with discretion to consider volunteer or unpaid work as relevant food experience for new school nutrition program directors in small LEAs. Third, to further assist LEAs with less than 500 students, this proposed rule would expand the existing regulatory flexibility, which gives state agencies discretion to accept less than the required years of food service experience, where an applicant for a new director position has the minimum required education. Fourth, this rule would also add flexibility to the hiring standards for state directors of school nutrition programs by considering applicants with either a bachelor's or a master's degree in specific relevant fields. These proposed changes are expected to expand the pool of candidates qualified to serve as leaders in the school nutrition programs while continuing to ensure that school nutrition professionals are able to perform their duties effectively and efficiently. A comparison of hiring standards from existing regulation to proposed rule can be found on the FNS USDA website. The public comment period for this proposed rule will be open through May 7, 2018. We will now move on to program reminders. There will be a few changes to the events and courses page of the CNP training portal at the end of this month, so please stay tuned for resources on how to navigate the updated portal. The changes will allow courses to appear in the calendar, and the site will now be mobile friendly. Please remember to use the CNP training portal. There are many trainings available covering a wide range of school meal topics. New courses that will be available in April include an online training for acceptable manual meal counting practices and an online training to learn how to create or update a cycle menu. Register for courses on the CNP training portal at https://cnp.idiglearning.net/. With the updates to the Idaho Food Code, we wanted to remind schools that food safety certification requirements are changing. By July 1, 2018, the Idaho Food Code will require a person in charge to be present at all times of food service and preparation and who can demonstrate knowledge of food safety practices. Completion of one of the approved examinations and courses will meet the demonstration of knowledge requirements in Section 2-102.11 of the Idaho Food Code. Some courses will result in a fee, so the users should review the course before deciding whether to use it or not. The state of Idaho does not endorse any one particular course, but provides a list of adequate courses on the food protection page of the Idaho Department of Health and Welfare website. In addition to meeting the requirements of the Idaho Food Code, make sure that your food service director has had 8 hours of food safety training within the last 5 years to meet professional standards compliance. This could be accomplished by taking the ICN's Serving Safe Foods in Schools online class for free. For those of you operating Community Eligibility Provision, CEP, or interested in starting CEP, make sure you download your direct certification DC list from the CNP DC website and obtain the most up-to-date student enrollment list on the first operating day in April, which is April 2nd this year. CEP reimbursement is based on a school site's enrollment list as of the first operating day in April and the school site's documented DC student list. The school site's student enrollment list and DC documentation will be cross-referenced using student names to validate the numbers used for claiming in CEP sites. Visit the Special Provisions section of the Idaho School Nutrition Reference Guide online at the Idaho State Department of Education CNP website or contact the state agency if you need more information. The application to apply for the Fresh Fruit and Vegetable Program will be available later this month. Be on the lookout for the application if you are interested in applying for the Fresh Fruit and Vegetable Program. The NSLP renewal application will be open in mid-April. In preparation for this process, the state agency is updating the necessary forms and resources. When renewal opens, please be sure to download the most current form from My Idaho CMP download forms rather than using documents from last year. Additionally, read over the information that carries over from last year's application to ensure that the information is up to date and accurate. Be sure that sites listed as operating programs like Special Milk and After School Snack will be operating those programs next year. Read over the contact information for administrators, hearing officials, determining officials, and confirming officials to be sure that it is up to date, accurate, and that each of these individuals receives civil rights training each year. Lastly, begin to think about updating prices. While the Paid Lunch Equity, or PLE tool, has not been released, many school meal programs need to increase their paid student meal and adult meal prices to make sure that the non-program food revenue tool is in compliance. The non-program food revenue tool is required each year during renewal. Now is the time of year to start thinking about assessing the implementation of your district's wellness policy. While you may or may not be involved in school wellness efforts, USDA requires that each local education agency evaluate their wellness policy at least once every 3 years on the extent to which schools are in compliance with the district policy, the extent to which the local wellness policy compares to model local school wellness policies, and the progress made in attaining the goals of the local wellness policy. LEAs must make this assessment available to the public, and many times districts choose to post these results on the Child Nutrition Program website. Work with your wellness committee and webmaster to make sure your district has these documents in place to meet USDA requirements. As a reminder, be sure to provide reminders about the availability of the school breakfast program throughout the school year. Last week was the perfect opportunity with National School Breakfast Week, but your efforts don't need to stop there. Breakfast participation is often much lower than lunch participation rates, and promoting the program regularly could help you increase your numbers and reimbursement. That is all we have for program reminders, so we will now end with updates and success stories. Idaho CMP is ecstatic to have Ms. Dominique Ayara Sykes join the team as the new Summer Food Program Coordinator. Dominique joined the team in February and is already preparing for summer food trainings and upcoming events. Dominique has experience in school meal programs as the food service director of the Glens Ferry School District, school wellness coordinator, and grant writer extraordinaire. We are very excited to have her and a fresh perspective in the summer food program. As a follow-up to introducing our new SFSP coordinator, please remember to submit your applications to be a summer food service program sponsor by May 4th. Contact Dominique for more information by emailing diarasykes at sde.idaho.gov or calling 208-332-6819. This month, Plummer Worley shared the following quote regarding the Fresh Fruit and Vegetable Program. You can definitely notice a difference in the classes who have been offered this grant over the years as to their willingness to try and choose fresh fruits and vegetables at our lunch services. I'm surprised also by how many no longer care if I offer ranch to dip veggies in at lunch. Many more are choosing fresh vegetables with no concern as to if they get dip or not. During National School Breakfast Week last week, the president of the Idaho State Board of Education, Dr. Linda Clark, read Governor Otter's proclamation for Idaho School Breakfast Week at Capitol High School. Public news services covered the event and quoted Principal Sandy Winters as saying, "It's not even just getting food, but it's getting good, nutritious food so that they're able to meet those nutritional requirements." The full story is available at the Public News Service website under Idaho Governor Proclaims School Breakfast Week. Idaho is one of the 10 states in the Partners for Breakfast in the Classroom, a program that provides funding to Idaho schools wanting to implement alternative breakfast models. It includes money for equipment, training, incentives, and more. Schools can contact the Idaho Hunger Relief Task Force for more information about that program. Those are the success stories we have this month. Does anyone have any questions at this time? Go ahead and use the text box on your screen to type your questions, and I will answer them as they are entered. As there are currently no questions, I want to thank you all for attending today's webinar. Please contact Child Nutrition Programs at 208-332-6820 if additional questions arise regarding the information in this webinar. Please remember that the accuracy of the information shared today is guaranteed only as of the recording date. USDA may issue more guidance or further clarification regarding items discussed in today's webinar. Please note the civil rights statement shown here. This statement was issued December 5th, 2015 and ends with, "This institution is an equal opportunity provider." Your non-discrimination statement must match this statement. This concludes today's webinar. Thank you all and have a good day.